Hello, how are we? My first live of 2023. I'm not going to say my first live of the year because that's a joke, because the new year should begin April the 1st. So, quite a lot to discuss here. My lives are pretty much just go with the flow. Something happens in my day I think's important or interesting. I look into it and I talk about it. So, today I'm going to discuss the aspect of nice guys. Okay. And that supposedly, if you're a nice guy, you're creepy. All right. If you're a bad boy, you're cool. I'm going to break all of that down and how this society is deeply satanic. That's why nice guys get called out and bad boys are loved. So, Cable X Dialectics, how you doing, baby? Got Esteban Garcia in the house. Shadig. Woo! Liverpool got slapped. Yep, no shock whatsoever. See how the first two goals were after 19 minutes and 42. And Joe Biden was born in 1942. And the World Cup began on his birthday. And then Brentford made it 3-1 after 84 minutes. And the World Cup's 8 groups of 4. All coded. All a joke. I said before the season began, Liverpool will finish 6th in the league before the season began, when they were the second favourite to win it before the season began. I still think they're going to finish 6th. So a team that won the League Cup, the FA Cup, went to the last game of the season, that close to winning the Premier League, got to the Champions League final, and now they're getting slapped by Brentford because it's all coded. Just like it was coded for Mane to go to Bayern Munich for 42 million, right after he scored the winning penalty in the African Cup of Nations final against Salah's Egypt to make it 4-2. Just like Boopa Diop died at age 42. Big ritual connected to Messi. So, which is in my book. What's up, Mike Gematria Nerd? Son of God. By the way, my bad. I just think for the next few months, I'm going to keep saying it's in my book. It might be cheap plugs, but it is. If I say something and it's in there, I'll say it's in my book. Like I wrote about Diop, the death of Papa Diop, whose literal wife was called Mama. Like Mama and Papa. It's comical. They make up these names. Golden State win today? I don't know. All I can tell you is last year I had Golden State Warriors to win the NBA and to win the NBA Finals 4-2, 6 months before it happened. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't even know who they're playing today. I think the Warriors have an amazing riddle to win it again. But I'm not going to go deep into it. So I'm not here to talk about sport so much. I want to focus on nice guys. So, hey, Jamie Hans, much love to Hans. Very, very intelligent guy. Very grateful that he's in my community. Jamie, how are we doing? Bob Anderson, getting at the Red Pill, baby. Chigozi Truth. Always love when that guy is in the chat. So much love, brother. Thanks for the books. I learned a lot already just from the first couple of pages of the World Cup book. I appreciate that. That's what the books are about, for you to learn and see through the illusion. So, you know what? As Chigozi's just come in the line, I'll briefly give an example about how you can be a nice guy and people call you out for it. So I'll briefly go over this. Net Void seems like a nice girl. I think she's very naive, but I think she's nice. And we were going to meet because she lives in England, and I visited England, didn't I, to go see all my family. I was there for 5 weeks, and she only lived about an hour away from me. She mentioned I could have gone to her. Well, she could have said, hey, do you want to meet at mine? I would have gone. So we were talking about meeting up, and my mum has a huge house, and she always hosts people. She's always done that. So I said to her, hey, if you want to come over my end, you can stay at my mum's house. We've got a big house, loads of spare rooms. You can stay there. Spare rooms. Made it very clear, spare room. If I wanted to get with Net Void, if I was attracted to Net Void, I would have told her, hey, Net Void, I'm in England for 5 weeks. Do you want to meet up and hang out and whatever? I would have been very clear that I liked her. I like her as a person. I'm not attracted to her. So whilst I was in England, I allowed, my mum allowed, it's her house, multiple people to stay over from this community. People I'd never met before, like Joey, Gintada, Red Pill Monkey, they all stayed at my mum's house. So I've been brought up like helping people out. So she thinks in her head, because a guy is saying, hey, you can stay at my mum's house, that guy's trying it on with her. No, I don't want to do anything with Netvoid sexually or anything. If I did, I would have told her that. So again, it's just very interesting. That's their insecurities. So what it is, we're living in a world where nice guys finish last, supposedly. That's a famous line. People who are decent, friendly, and agreeable tend to be unsuccessful because they are outmaneuvered or overwhelmed by others or manipulated by them who are not so decent, friendly, or agreeable. And the reason that is the case, somewhat with nice guys finish last in many ways, is because the system is a beast system. You get rewarded in this system at the highest level through being arrogant, through breaking rules, through outmaneuvering people, through being the opposite of friendly, so being unfriendly, deceiving people. You get rewarded for it. And that is the harsh reality. So we all know growing up, girls were always attracted to the bad boys at school, weren't they? If you were that nice guy, intelligent guy, a lot of the girls had no interest in you. I was like the footballer. I was the best footballer in the school. I was cocky and arrogant. I was not a bad guy. I would say, would you lean me towards the bad boy when I was at middle school and high school? I don't know if you can even say that. I was just always being arrogant, but a so-called nice guy. I was generous. I looked out for people. I helped them. But if you were one of those quiet, nice guys who went about his business and you didn't have like a major talent that stood out, like again, playing football in England and being the best in your school, you stand out. That's all I would have needed to have been popular, that I could play football. I could have had no social skills. I could have been the ugliest guy in the world, but because I could play football at that level, that made me in the popular group. If you're one of those quiet, nice guys, goes about his business, you're very talented at, like, let's say, science and math, nobody cares. All right. But if you're that bad boy and you're like getting detention all the time and you're smoking and you're this, that, and the other, I noticed a lot of girls were drawn towards these guys. They wasn't particularly good looking or anything, or even talented, but they had this bad boy persona. So the media have really promoted bad boys like George Best. Let's talk about George Best. George Best, who supposedly smoked, took drugs, was an alcoholic, he slept with all these different women, he was a playboy. Ric Flair, woo! Ric Flair, his whole gimmick was about being a playboy. That I'm better than you, that I'm a bad boy, nobody touched me. Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeler dealing. All of that, getting promoted. This guy's the GOAT of wrestling. Dwayne Johnson, when he was a wrestler, just going on about how amazing he is and this, that, and the other. They always promote DiCaprio as this bad boy who's dating different young girls all the time. DiCaprio is nothing but a genetic female pushing climate change who works for Satan. That's who DiCaprio is. But that's what they do. All right? Nice guys are nerds. Stay away from nice guys. And it is the case. You can say that I'm wrong here. Again, I ain't some nerdy little geek who's saying this because I'm jealous. All right? Not at all. I'm just saying it is true that nice guys do tend to get called creepy and girls are not interested in them before it's too late, when they get old and disillusioned because they've been dating bad boys and being used and abused. And then eventually they find somebody who's a nice guy and they're like, where have you been all my life? Well, there was loads before, but you chose to ignore them. So I once actually knew a guy. He was really friendly. He was very funny. All right. He wasn't particularly good looking or anything, but he had a lot of gifts. All right. He wasn't out of shape or anything. I thought he was very intelligent. But people started calling him a creep. Do you know why they called him a creep? Because they said he's always smiling. You're a creep. Why? Well, you're always smiling. That's the system. If you're happy, if you're confident, if you're doing well, people don't like it. So he got called a creep because he's always smiling. He was always upbeat. That's not normal. And it's really sad, that, isn't it? Because this guy was really genuine. He was really positive. And he was able to see the positive aspects of life. So that's weird to people. That's creepy. It's like, for example, with the knowledge that I present and how consistent I am, it's beyond a joke how consistent I am. People call me weird. Anything that seems to be like pure or genuinely like amazing gets called weird. Society is a joke. It really is a joke. And society is crumbling now, just like Zach Hubbard, crumbling. And people always believe nice guys have an agenda. I do believe you have to listen to your innate gut feeling. People can give a vibe off where you're like, oh, something's not quite right about this guy. But they've put out TV shows, haven't they? Hey guys, everyone in the chat, much love to you all. They've put out shows like You. Is it You? Where there's a so-called nice guy who works in a library, and it turns out that basically is a serial killer, and he becomes obsessed with women. Oh, thank you, Maverick. Hello to you, mate. In India. Hope you're well. Thank you for purchasing the World Cup book. Thank you for telling me it was amazing. The feedback that I've received from the World Cup book is honestly amazing. Again, there's nothing wrong with embracing and enjoying people complimenting you. When you're going searching for it and begging for it and you need it to feel accepted, that's weak. But I've had people say, I put on my Twitter, I'm over 200 pages on your World Cup book. Great work. Incredible sinks. Never been a fan of soccer, but your book teaches me a lot. Fantastic. This is the best book I've ever read, mate. Simply unbelievable book, brother. Chigozi, who's incredibly intelligent, came in straight away and said, I've learned a lot in your first few pages. But anyway, going back to these nice guys, they've portrayed it in TV shows and movies now that so often the nice guy turns out to be the serial killer, isn't it? They've done that. It's so amazing how society's programmed us. So my mate Joey Williams, all right, amazing guy. Hey, eyes wide open, Joe Deliver. Red Pill Monkey's here. Guy, one of the guys I truly respect in this world. You've changed is often the best thing you can hear moving forward while most of society goes backwards. Brilliant. Yeah, when people say you've changed, it's almost like a dig at you. You're not the same guy you used to be, Adam. You're damn right I'm not. I've grown. I'm proud of that. You are the same person you were 15 years ago. You should be thinking about that. So bang on, Red Pill Monkey. People use that as a dig. My word, you've changed so much. What's happened to you? What do you mean, what's happened to me? Can you not embrace change? Most people can't, can they, Monkey? They can't embrace change. That's why they stay in their little mediocre cycle of life, where they get just enough money to get by, working a job that they don't like, complaining about anybody who's doing better than them. All right, anyone who's got it good. Or you're lucky. How many times have I been called, you're so lucky for living in Mexico. You're lucky that you lived in LA. You're lucky that you have this. You're lucky that you have a pool outside your apartment. How am I lucky? How am I lucky? I took chances. I worked my ass off. All right? No luck involved. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in coincidences. Again, when people throw out the word luck, it's cringeworthy. Coincidences, cringeworthy, but it's the way society's programmed them. It's as simple as that. So again, people look at these nice guys. They think they have agendas. They perceive them to be threatening or intrusive or too nice. This whole saying about you're too nice. Hey, Durrell's in the building. So, all right, Durrell. Durrell, for me, is one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to. Because I've never actually physically seen him. Well, I've seen him through a video call. He seems so nice. He's as nice as anybody that I've ever spoken to. And the fact is, the average girl is not interested in that. They're not interested in that, in a guy being super nice. They're interested in you buying them things, or same with girls and guys, vice versa, that aspect. But they often don't like people who are too nice. All right. Can nice guys who are really overwhelmingly nice all the time be a little bit annoying? Yeah. But they're not necessarily creepy. Again, look what they've done with, like, for example, I always use this example, Ned Flanders in The Simpsons. Ned Flanders, obviously devout Christian, so of course that family gets destroyed in The Simpsons. I wonder why. Gets destroyed. Ned Flanders was always out genuinely to care about his community. He wanted to lead people to God. It's genuine character. But in the show, Ned Flanders gets ruined. Even though Ned Flanders, he had the best body. Remember when he took his shirt off? He's got like an 8-pack, unbelievable shape. All right. Brings in a decent amount of money. But no. People would rather be with Homer Simpson. They'd rather be with Homer Simpson than Ned Flanders. Big, fat, gormless goon. Why? Because he's a bit of a bad boy. That's why, again, in that show, everybody loves Bart Simpson. They hate Lisa. They love Bart because he's a bad boy. They don't like Lisa because she's a so-called know-it-all and she asks questions. And that is this society. All right. Somebody mentioned Andrew Tate earlier. I've ruined that guy so many times. All right. That deceiving, inverted snake. So many times. And all he's doing is promoting this whole bad boy lifestyle. You're not a bad boy, Tate, because you're not a boy. You're a little girl who's been pumped with drugs. All right. And I will say this. I will say this about these people. This is where I sit on the fence, and I think Red Pill Monkey agrees with me here. Is these kids who've gone through this abuse, where they've basically been not even told, they've gone from being male to female or female to male, like the Williams brothers, for example. You've got to feel some sort of sympathy for them because they've been forced through it. And it's all of them at this level. I'm going to do a video later because I'm in that work mode about Barbara Bush and Elsa Einstein. Einstein's sister, Barbara Bush, George Bush Sr.'s wife. I'm going to ruin them both. I might not even talk over it. I'll just show you the images. And you know what YouTube are going to do? They'll limit it. I will literally show images that are of Elsa Einstein and Barbara Bush. All right? I won't even have to say a word, and they'll limit it. That's what they do. Anytime I do a video calling out the trans agenda, it gets limited or taken down. Why? Let's pause for a moment and ask why. Do YouTube and the community guideliners really care so much about protecting that community? Do they care that much? Or are they scared? Are they scared shitless of people like me revealing it? One of my best friends, if not my best friend, Nathan, he says, just let it go with the trans stuff. Let it go. No, because it's one of the deepest deceptions in our history. Pretty much everyone at the top of this satanic system is inverted. To get there, you have to be. Through the Baphomet, which people don't know, the demon that has both genitalia. So anytime I talk about this stuff and call out celebrities for who they really are, whether they decided it or got forced into it, it rattles people. Just like me saying sports are rigged. And I prove it every day by my codes, so I barely get a pick wrong. Because it is. The system we're living in is coded. At the top of it is Satanists. They all have their role, all right, within the system. My role is to expose them. And it takes a very brave person to do what I do every day, to call this out. So I have no fear of them because God is here. These clowns, I don't care where they are in this satanic system, are nothing compared to God. So I have no fear of these inverted, deceiving liars. And I never will. I don't care how much money they've supposedly got, what power they've got. I ain't bothered. I've told you I'll keep exposing all of them. All of them. So, listen, that Holy Spirit that we have within us, when you truly find it, you don't fear anything. As soon as you stop fearing death, you don't fear anything. So, I studied biblical verses about reasons why the world hates Christians and genuinely hates Christians. Hates. Hello, Don. Hey, Baphomet Energy. Love you, bro. I understand you've told me everything about the Baphomet. It's the big thing we disagree on. I won't say a positive thing about the Baphomet. I know how you see it with duality and polarity and the energy from the Baphomet. I won't have it. And I will allow you to express your thoughts on it because, again, you have free will from God. I don't believe in the Baphomet having anything positive about it. But again, people believe in life. Everything has duality, everything. I won't get involved with the Baphomet for me. So anyway, what's up, Shalusion? Zach is the GOAT. Yeah, 100%, mate. Absolutely. His recent picks were great. But anyway, I won't get into it with Zach. Much love, Perfect Gematria Decodes ABC. I'm glad that you like Zach. He needs the fans right now. So I was looking into it, and let's start with this. John 3:19. I always talk about 319. It's why Super Bowl 55 finished 31-9 and why Brady retired 319 days before the Pope's birthday. Its big number is 319. That's why Derek Chauvin was born on that date, who supposedly killed George Floyd, which again never happened, did it? This is the judgment that light has come into the world, but men love the darkness rather than the light, for their deeds are evil. That is bang on. People love the darkness. They love the lies. They don't like the truth. They don't love the light. Jesus is the light of the world. All right? Simple as that. People love darkness. That's why they don't like the truth. It's why they say ignorance is bliss. Ignore it. Simple as that. So that for me is extremely interesting. This is a judgment that light has come into the world. I always say this is revelation now. I always tell you light is shining on darkness. And I'm one of those light bearers that's basically shining the light on the darkness. I've told you I'm the guy who picks up the stone. I pick up the stone. I see all the insects. And I don't put that stone back on. I inspect what's under there. Whereas most people, don't they? I don't. This is a judgment that light has come into the world, but men love the darkness rather than the light, for their deeds are evil. You will be hated by all because of my name, but it is the one who has endured to the end who will be saved. I will die for Jesus right now for the truth. So I like this world. I'm very grateful for everything that I have within this world, but I ain't in love with the world. And it wasn't until this year when I realized I wasn't in love with the world, because prior to that, I was massively in love with the world, massive ego, really into materialism. Give me the biggest house on the block. Give me a Mercedes. Give me this. Give me that. All right. No interest now. Does that mean that I don't want any money? No. Does it mean that I'm obsessed and consumed by money? No. Do I believe that money is currency and currency is energy? And for the energy that I put out into the world, maybe I get rewarded through currency, through the money? Okay, I'll take that. But the reality is, I have no fear of judgment. I have no fear of death. I have no fear of my website getting taken down or my YouTube channel. I don't have any fear. I don't have fear of people calling me out. What they're going to do? Anyone who's attempted to call me out, anyone, has always been utterly destroyed. So, but again, I won't go out of my way to destroy people unless they warrant it. And people are going to say, just forgive people. This is where people, they don't know what, just forgive. The Bible's all about forgiveness. There's a point where I think Jesus was a tough son of a gun, and God, you got to feel his wrath, his judgment, and he don't put up with shit, and I don't put up with shit. Donny boy, how you doing? We may disagree on Baphomet, but I'm glad to call you a friend and a brother, and we'll go to war with you. Gave me chills there, mate. I would for you. You're a great guy, mate. You're a great guy, and there's a reason why we came across each other. And I've told you, if we can meet one day, I'd love to take you out for dinner. So I appreciate that. Like, it's a bank account, a debt immunity debt. What is that? Again, debt. The system wants you in debt because when you're in debt, you rely on the system to get out of debt. It's why the majority of people who leave university and college leave in debt. What is it in the US? The average person leaves 30 grand in debt. They begin their adulthood in debt. So they need the system to get out of that. Or then people try gamble and then lose the money and then get depressed and then whatever it is that happens after that. The system is sick. And because someone like me, again, you're lucky. You get to work from home. Well, yeah, when I'm online, I also coach. All right. Multiple days. So I ain't lucky. Have I somewhat mastered the matrix as of now? Yeah. I'm super comfortable financially. I live in a beautiful part of the world. I don't have a boss and I answer to nobody. I have my belief system. I'm strong to it. So have I mastered the matrix? Yeah. Can I escape it? No, not until I get to heaven. You've got to put in the work. All right. I ain't a child who came from $1 billion family. I came from a wealthy family. I didn't come from $1 billion family, from an occult family. All right. I've worked for everything that I have. And again, it's not like I have a big palace. I have a nice apartment. All right. I'm not doing this live stream from a mansion in the Bahamas. So if the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. Amen to that. Amen. The amount of people that hate Jesus is actually, there's something very beautiful about how many people hate Jesus, because why do they hate somebody that they say doesn't exist or never existed? Why do they hate? Like, again, going back to Net Void, I don't know this person. I've only ever had a nice conversation. She thinks Jesus is a fictional character and I'm brainwashed and indoctrinated by the Bible. That's just a lost soul, in my opinion. That's all I'll say about that. Indoctrinated by the Bible. So, James 4:4. You adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is hostility toward God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. What it's saying by that is basically putting the world above God. All right, that's what that is referring to, where you put yourself and the world and your possessions above God. Again, let's go back to Christmas, who I absolutely ruined, destroyed Christmas. Again, people saying, oh, you're just a great sports decoder. I've called out Christmas. I've called out Valentine's Day. I've discussed semen retention. I've called out the Gregorian calendar. All right. I've talked about astrology. I've talked about angels and demons. I've gone into coronavirus. I've gone into the transgender gender. I've covered it all. So to say that you're just the guy who's great at sports is a lie. I'm leading people to God. Look what I'm doing now. Talking about nice guys. I can talk about anything. I don't just go into a dramatiinator, do I? I can talk about anything. I have that gift. So the fact is, in life, I told you, you can enjoy it. You can appreciate the little things. I was with Kenya yesterday. Girl is so amazing. I was with her yesterday. I took her on a day trip, went for food, got ice cream, went to the beach. All right, went back to her house, chilled out. Didn't need much money to do that, but it was amazing. There's a lot of beauty to the world, but when you put the world above God, again, sorry, I'm talking about Christmas. People obsessing over Christmas, and it's so nice you're around your family, seeing all that aspect to it. The fact is, what's a Christmas tree got to do with Jesus? What? What's Santa Claus got to do with Jesus? What have reindeers got to do with Jesus? Tell me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So people come at me and say, oh, you're shitting on Christmas. You're evil. You're a jerk. Answer my question. Why do you have a big giant Christmas tree in your front room? Do you even know why? Do you know how it connects to Nimrod? and his spirit? No, you don't. So again, the people that sports are not coded. What? Because you don't know how to code. You haven't seen what I've done for 2 years, calling championships in practically every sport. Daily picks hit pretty much every day. You don't know, so keep your mouth shut. Hubbard's saying you don't talk any sense in 3 hours. Then telling everyone that, well, I only sit through 5 minutes of your lives because they're so bullshit and you just talk about how good you are. So how can you tell me the whole 3 hours is nonsense and then tell me you only listen to 5 minutes? Because you're a delusional fool. There's too many of them because they haven't found God. When you find God, guys, it changes you. It changes your life. Do I still have an ego? Yes, only when it's called out. All right? Only when people call me out. Matthew 24:9. Then they will deliver you to tribulation and will kill you, and you will be hated by all nations because of my name. Again, a lot of people love what I do. A lot of people hate what I do. The people who hate what I do hate the truth. Simple. Again, if you read my World Cup book and say that's nonsense, you hate the truth because it's all factual within the book that you can check for yourself. So if you're going to say it's nonsense, it's coincidence, you're lost. All right? Satan's got you. Satan's got you. Psalm 69:4. Those who hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. Those who would destroy me are powerful, being wrongfully my enemies. What I did not steal, I then have to restore. Love that one. Romans 1-29-30. Being filled with all unrighteousness, wickedness, greed, evil, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malice, they are gossips, slanderers, haters of gods, insolent, arrogant, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents. So again, Hubbard says that I'm all about ego. I spread the word of God. He hates God. Says it all right there. John 15:21. But all these things they will do to you for my name's sake, because they do not know the one who sent me. Getting chills here. John 15:25. But they have done this to fulfill the word that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. Again, huge difference between man-made laws and universal laws, the law of God. Man-made laws, guys, they're everywhere. It keeps us in the beast system. It keeps us enslaved and trapped to the beast system. The man-made laws that people don't question. The man-made governments, which connects to Satan when you understand the Bible. Amos 5:10. They hate him who reproves in the gate, and they abhor him who speaks with integrity. Again, I speak with integrity. I speak with conviction. I speak with passion, and people can't handle it because they wish they could do the same. Again, how can you speak with conviction if you're a lost soul who just does as he's told? You don't have conviction. You're nothing but a puppet. All right? Galatians 4:16. So have I become your enemy by telling you the truth? I like that one. So have I become your enemy by telling you the truth? Corinthians 1:18. For the word of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. Romans 2:24. Big. For the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you, just as it is written. Guys, the beast is reigning or about to reign. Okay, where he's got 42 months to speak blasphemies. 42 months. Why do you think the last game of 2022 in the Premier League ended 4-2? See, Liverpool today conceded after 42 minutes. Matthew 5:10-12. Blessed are those who have been persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Hubbard, remind you of anybody? Rejoice and be glad, for your reward in heaven is great. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. People keep calling me a prophet. It's a bit cringeworthy at times, but I am, it seems, what I've revealed in 2 years. The amount of things that I've called is off the charts, to be honest. It really is. So people don't like that. They don't like that. They're going to target me. The bigger my audience gets, the more people target me. The more love I get, the more I get targeted. That's part of growth, I think. When you're doing well, people want to bring you down. That is the system that we live in. All right? It is the system. It always has been. It always will be in this realm. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you, Stu. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs 19:21. Thank you, Divine. It's so sad that people still can't see how demonic this world we live in is. Because they love it. They're in love with the world. Like I said, Christmas is one of the most satanic celebrations of the year, if not the most satanic, and it's the most loved. It's the most loved, isn't it? What's your favorite time of the year? Christmas. So they don't understand the backdrop to the actual story of it. They don't see how Santa Claus, Satan's claws, comes down the chimney where the fire is. They don't want to believe that. They don't even want to question that. Because it shatters their illusion. Again, somebody said to me, Illusion, you should fly to England and go outside Old Trafford or Stamford Bridge and just tell everyone your codes. It's very delusional to say that. You think I'm going to go outside Old Trafford where there's like 75,000 fans and I'm just going to be there trying to get people's attention who've just spent 70 quid on a ticket, diehard fans, to then get them and say, hey, guys, listen to this code. I just want to show you that this game was completely rigged tonight and it's satanic. What? Shut up. Piss off. I'm going for a pint. Who are you? But people have this whole little fantasy in the head that you can do that. I have my channel. I have my website. I speak my truth. If you want to listen to me, you're here now. If you don't, you don't. Don't think I'm going to go traveling the world trying to be a preacher. Most are not going to want to hear this, and most are not meant to hear this. It's only a small amount of us. Again, that says it in the Bible. Only the minority will truly believe. I could go 100% a whole Premier League season and I still have people dismiss me. Yeah, but what about the season before? Did he do it then? I figured that out. I'm at a point now where I see through all of that and I ain't trying to prove a point. Because only a certain of us are going to get it. A tiny, minute amount of us are going to understand it. We're basically speaking a foreign language to the majority of the world. So Wendy's in the chat. Much love to Wendy. If somebody went up to Wendy and gave her this inspirational speech in Urdu or in French or in German, would she understand it? Or would she just go, what did you just say? When we're speaking these numbers, however good they are, I do believe I present these numbers as well as anybody, and I do it before these events happen. Still not enough. It's coincidence. But you got this wrong, but you said that. Again, like Argentina, 18 months ago, first team I coded for the World Cup before any other one, Argentina. 12 months before Video Aguero, Argentina. I then looked into England because of the Queen's death, which I predicted. I was like, oh, they have an amazing riddle now. All right. Then I saw a bit for Brazil. Geez, it's definitely one of those three. 100% one of those three, in my opinion. So everyone targets me for saying England and completely ignores that I had Argentina 18 months ago. First pick, pinned on my website, videos about it. Multiple people bet on them. Yeah, but you said England. Yeah, but I said Argentina as well. But you said England. Yeah, but I also said Argentina. And I ain't going live saying, guys, I said Argentina. Look, I got it bang on. I admit, a few other teams caught my eye, but it was all Argentina for, I don't know, 8-9 months. But that goes under the bridge. But it's like, yeah, you said England, didn't you? You said England. Yeah, I said Argentina as well. But, what was your point? That's how it is. People will say what they want to say, what benefits them. I'm bang on with who I am. I know who I am. All right. And all this ego stuff that only seems to be the thing people can target me for. Am I really that egotistical? Am I? Like, am I constantly here trying to sell my website to you and trying to ask for $1? Is that the guy I am? How many people in this community gave up a $300,000 house and all their belongings? How many? Is there another person? There ain't, is there? So when people target me and say you're just in it for the cash and the ego and the fame, number one, there's no fame whatsoever. I've not even got 8,000 subs. Two, I could make more money or equal amounts of money without doing what I'm doing online, but I love doing it and I like having a balance in my life between online and coaching and teaching, all of that. I like that balance. But again, not knowing what I've given up. I don't mind being judged by people who truly know me, not by muppets who make accusations who don't know a thing about me. Those people need to really wake up and have a word with themselves. So, yeah, I like this. Blessed are those who have been persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. So at the beginning of this journey, when I was somewhat of a good decoder, I think I'm phenomenal now, but I was good, just good. All right. I lost so many friends. So many. And it was the friends who were deep into fantasy football, Premier League, and that's about it. So they weren't even really my friends. You know what I mean? You're in the WhatsApp groups with them. You grew up a little bit. You played footy with them, whatever it may be. A lot of guys I coached with in LA, different parts of the US. When I started calling it out, I remember I gave them my whole code for Leicester City and why they won the Premier League in 2016. I was thinking, this is going to be amazing. They're going to see this and go, all right, geez, fine. Yeah, that was a bit weird, Leicester winning it. It didn't make much sense. They kicked me out of the group. I got kicked out of the group. And then I messaged one of them saying, why did you kick me out of the group? All I did was share my thoughts on Leicester City winning the league, and I think it was rigged. I said rigged at the time. Said, to be honest with you, Edders, my nickname, to be honest with you, Edders, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And he blocked me. All because I questioned the Premier League being corrupt. If that didn't infuriate them, it lit a fire in them because it hurt them because it was so good what I presented. If I would have just come out with one measly comment and said, guys, Premier League's rigged. How did Leicester win it? Come on, Edders. Well, you know, it was just team. They just gelled that season. Ranieri got them playing a certain way. They had Vardy, who hitting people on the break. Mahrez, just unbelievable season. And I just would have let it go. All right, fair enough. But for me, it was something a bit fishy about it. But because I presented so much work, they blocked me. And I wasn't peppering them. You know what I mean? Doing everything I could to convert them, to see through it all. Got rid of me. And that's exactly what it's saying here with this biblical verse. All right? Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. And I wasn't even really talking about Jesus there, but what he's talking about there is basically trying to wake people up to the deception of the world. All right? It's not so much. Again, people have to read these biblical verses very carefully. It's not just saying going out there and preaching Jesus. All right? Because even the devil can quote scripture. Even the devil can quote scripture. There's a lot of false prophets. You see a guy in the middle of the street reading out biblical verses, that doesn't mean he's a man of God. It doesn't. In the slightest. All right? I truly believe the people who are men of God are going out of the way to reveal this deception of Satan and having no fear of doing it. Going to church doesn't make you a man of God. Reading the Bible doesn't make you a man of God. Understanding a few biblical verses doesn't make you a man of God. Getting an A star at religious studies does not make you a man of God. Being a nice person doesn't make you a man of God. Calling out Satan, believing that Jesus sacrificed himself for our sins. I think that does make you a man of God. And those who hate Jesus, ask yourself why. Hubbard, if you're in the chat who hates Jesus, why? Why? People love Santa, don't they? They love Santa Claus, which is a blatant fictional character, but they hate Jesus because they say it's a fictional character. But play along with the Tooth Fairy, play along with Santa Claus. Come on. So anyway, going back to this definition of nice guys finishing last, I do believe that there's people in the world who are fake. They are fake and they present a side of them that will benefit them. And there's definitely people that do that. No doubt about it. We're surrounded by fakeness. We live in an illusion. So, again, those people will get caught out. The fact is, a woman, I'm sure they want deep down a strong man, dependable, respectable, honest. But they say they don't want a guy who's arrogant or cocky. Girls, just from my experience, one of the reasons I got so many girls is because I was cocky. Oh, you're so cocky. But they won't go, Adam, you're arrogant. Stop. They go, oh my God, you're so cocky. They liked it. And I'm not sure why, but they did. As I've got a bit older, it sometimes makes me cringe when I get cocky. It's hard to just completely get rid of it. But I always would remember girls going, oh, you're so cocky. They actually loved it. But I just think this system is so sick. It's so sick. But the universe isn't, the system is. So, unfortunately, guys, our society is getting used to living in a personal bubble. And when someone does something nice or is nice, they have to go out of their bubble to engage with that person. People are stuck in their own bubble, in their own world. Okay? And sometimes as well, when you're around a nice person, people don't like that because they become insecure. No different to when you're around a really smart, knowledgeable person. Again, a lot of girls, when I was single, because I'm now, Kenya is my girlfriend, said to me, I really like you, but you intimidate me with your knowledge. People are intimidated by nice people. They don't want to be around nice people because I think it makes them feel insecure, to be honest. So again, more often than not, when you feel insecure about something or someone, you put it down. So people put down my work because they're insecure about their lack of knowledge of it. They're putting down something they don't understand. How can you put down something you don't understand? In regards to semen retention, I've done my video about it. I don't think you should be that guy who's knocking 1 out, 2 out, 3 out every day, watching porn, all right, which is XXX, which is your 666. We all will give in to temptation, 100%. I'm saying if you're addicted to it, I'm telling you the power of your semen. That's your life force. It creates a child or helps to create a child. Don't just waste it. If you're having sex with a girl who you've got a huge connection with, which is your girlfriend, nothing wrong with that. You can try your best to retain. There's a lot of guys out there, and I've done it, where you go out of your way not to ejaculate. You want to just focus on the woman. But yeah, again, I put out information. You do whatever you want with it. I ain't claiming to be a saint. I never will be a saint. I don't want to be a saint. I don't. And I never will be, and I'll never know it all. I don't know anywhere near as much as I want to know. Not even close to being where I think that I'm illuminated with knowledge. Not even close. But I'm above the majority of the world, and there ain't no doubt about that. But that ain't enough for me. That's not enough for me. Mr. Flynn's in the building. There They need the Earth to be a ball because then they can keep the Big Bang Theory mainstream. The reason they push the Big Bang is to take you away from God. The reason they push space, NASA, is all about taking you away from God. The reason they promote Satanism is to take you away from God. That's the reality of it all. They have a TV show called Lucifer promoting the devil. One of the most watched shows over the last 10 years. A show that promotes Satan. I don't see any successful shows promoting God unless they're mocking God. Like Bruce Almighty. So, yeah, people are stuck in the bubble. They're obsessed with themselves. Again, it doesn't help with social media. I'm inches away from going off Instagram. Not the Instagram that I have where I post every now and again for the illusion. I'm on about my personal one. I'd keep it if I didn't have to see other people's stuff, but it's very hard to not click on their people's little stories when you check it. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff of people, girls doing all of that. I'm just as bad. Like when I go on it, posting photos of me at the beach, like I'm better than everybody else. Like, what am I even doing? So New Year's Eve, there was this amazing fireworks display. I went to a beautiful beach yesterday, incredible sunset. I intentionally went out of my way to not video it, to not take photos of it. I was there, embracing it. I don't need to share with other people what I'm doing in the sense of social media. So Happy New Year. And this one does my head. And you know the soft thing where, what do they call it? I don't even know what it's called. It goes in slow motion. I forgot what it's called. It's on Instagram. And there's two glasses like this and they go, what's that called? Does my head in. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody help me out with that. It's pissing me off. What's it called where you bring it together like you do Cheers and it goes slow? It's got a name. Boomerang. Boomerang. It makes me sick. So if I'm out now and having a drink, if anyone attempts to say, hey, let's do a boomerang, I tell them no. But I'll say, if you want to do it, go boomerang with someone else. I ain't boomeranging with you, if that's even a term. Let me have my drink. Oh, it's giving me an headache thinking about it. But again, before my awakening, I think I was one of the boomerangers. I was one of them. Oh, jeez, man. But I was one of them. Part of the journey, I guess. Most people never get past that level. Oh, God, I wish I never brought that up. Oh. So, listen, guys, if you're a nice person, there's nothing bad about being nice. Oh, yeah, going back to my mate Joey Williams, his nephew bought this girl a rose. So his nephew's young. Bought a rose because he's attracted to her. You know, when you're 13, 14, whatever, think you're in love with them. And just getting abused for buying her a rose, for being a creep. That's so creepy. That's so gay. That's another one, isn't it? That's just hit me now. Just growing up, actually thinking about it with my mates. Because I grew up with guys, a lot of testosterone, footballers, arrogant, you know what I mean? If you did anything nice for somebody, you were gay. Bloody hell, lads, that's so gay. I'm like, well, why is it gay? It's nice. Yeah, but still gay. My mate Simon, who was a pro footballer, practically anything that was nice was gay. But if you did anything like behave like a jerk, go on, Edders. Go on, lad. That's how you do it, son. It's is it? I'm getting promoted for being a jerk, but when I'm nice, it's gay. Kindness is not a weakness, guys. People tell you it's a weakness. I do believe if you're too nice all the time and you allow people to walk all over you, that's a massive weakness. There's a girl, I won't say her name. I don't even know if she knows I have a YouTube channel. She worked at the school that I worked at. And really nice, sweet woman. But my word, she got abused by the directors. Hey, can you do this for us? Can you do that? Can you work extra for no pay? Can you be at this event? Because she was a yes lady. And when you become that yes lady and you get burnt out and overwhelmed because you didn't open your mouth, I ain't going to say you technically deserve it, but that's where I believe if you're too nice and you don't have any principles and you allow people to trample all over you, you better get ready to get screwed over and burnt out. So again, kindness is not weakness. I think there's true strength in being kind. All right. Is it hard to be kind to your enemies? Again, it's hard to define the word enemy. It is more challenging to be nice and kind and considerate to people who are really shitting on you. It is very hard, no doubt about it. But don't ever think for a second that kindness is weakness. Like, how do I define weakness? What I believe is weak is people who don't have character, who don't have thoughts of their own, who hide behind other people. I think that's weak. All right, where they don't have a belief system. I think that's weak. I think blaming the world for your failures is weak. Kindness is not weak. All right, not at all. The problem is we're living in a world of many contradictions. There's misinformation everywhere, and we've all been programmed a certain way. Some people break that programming, the majority won't. So there's definitely manipulators within the world who portray themselves as being nice. That net voice said bipolar doesn't exist. These mental disorders don't exist. There's definitely people who are mental. All right. They're definitely mental and they present them way in a certain way that's not truly who they are to gain. But there's certain times where you can play a character that rewards you that doesn't hurt anybody. So if you're in a job interview and you pluck up some courage, even though you're an introvert, you pluck up this courage and you're super confident for that moment. It gets you the job. It's not hurt anybody. Have you deceived the person interviewing you to believe that you are this extrovert, confident person? Somewhat. But what will happen is if you don't back up what you said in your job, 9 times out of 10, they get rid of you. You've got to back up what you say. I pride myself on that. If I say something, I'll provide an amazing argument for it. Anyone who targets me, they have no substance. You're a liar. Go on. Tell me a lie that I've told. No, but you're a freaking liar. You always lie. Tell me a lie. Right now, I did it with Zach. Tell me 5 lies you've heard me say. Go. You're just a liar. Well, tell me. Give me one example. You said Argentina would win the World Cup, and then you didn't, and then you did. That's exactly what happened. I said they would win it, and then I explained the reasons why England and Brazil also had a great riddle. So where's the lie? But you lie all the time. Go on then. Give me another one. That's what happens. Anyone who attempts to call me out, they ain't got shit. If I call you out, I'll have something to back up why I'm calling you out. If I do a code, I back up what I'm saying. I don't just say I think and give one half-ass reason why. So again, there's people in this world that are nice and they get ridiculed for being nice. It's just wild, to be honest. Nice guys do get exploited only if they allow it. Because I believe that I am a very nice guy. I am. Always have been a nice guy, a likable guy. I don't take shit though. There's a balance with everything. I'm a nice guy who doesn't take shit. If you are one of those nice guys who take shit constantly, but you're going home crying and bitching about it, that's very different. All right? And again, going back to manipulation, that's a skill. It's an art. All right, manipulating people. The media do it. Media manipulation. When you see through the manipulation and the deception, people won't play with you. They won't mess around with you. But if they know that they can manipulate you, people do it in relationships all the time. Bosses do it to their employees. Manipulating people. Again, it's a fine line. Do I feel sympathy for those who are manipulated? A little bit. Do I also think, listen, it's your problem. Only you can change that. And we've all done this. I think if you're somewhat a nice guy or a truther, which I hate that term, truther, you've gone out of your way to try and help people, whether sharing knowledge or say, listen, I'm not sure about this person. And then they just scream at you. You're jealous, you're a liar, you don't support me. Again, I said to NetVoid, I don't want anything to do with meeting the best decoders in the world to meet up and pound pavement. Hubbard then 5 minutes later, you've already proven that you'd have no respect for the geometry community. You've got no optimism for the world. It's just completely taken out of context. No, I'm not a fool. I'm not a little fool who thinks putting people together who are all good with numbers, what are we going to learn from each other anyway? If you want to do a documentary about us all, why don't you interview us all and then make a documentary about it? You don't have to be in the same room. It is 2023 now. You really want a documentary, it's not hard to do. I did one with Chad about my journey to be the illusion. It was incredible. Have I ever met the guy? No. Wise words here, guys, for nice people, in my opinion. Prove yourselves cautious as serpents and yet innocent as doves. Matthew 10:16. Okay? Prove yourselves cautious as serpents and yet innocent as doves. I've got to be very careful now at doing these podcasts with people I don't know. I don't know them. I always have given people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you want to speak to me? You like what I do? I'm going to promote your channel. All that. Okay. I do need to be as cautious as a serpent, baby. And innocent as a dove. Fine line. So what I aim to do is this. Since I ever thought about the human mind, and I've been into psychology since I was a teenager. So keep an open mind about others' opinions. Don't have to agree with them at all, but you can keep an open mind. When you completely dismiss them or get angry by other people's opinions, genuinely angry, ask yourself why you're angry. You've got to be able to accept when you're wrong and learn from the mistake. Again, I ain't going to say I'm wrong if I'm not. When people say, you never mentioned Argentina, I'm not going to sit back and keep my mouth shut. When I did a code 18 months ago, I won't. But I'll put my hands up when I said, if Argentina, England, or Brazil don't win this World Cup, I'll put my hands up and say I messed up. One of them won it. When I've missed codes in the past, I'll tell people I got it wrong. I don't lie when it comes to that. I don't have to. So I hardly ever get any wrong. I don't hide and run away. You guys know that about me. As soon as England got knocked out of the World Cup, I did a live a minute afterwards about the game to reveal the deception of the game. You didn't see me hiding. Somebody left a comment yesterday saying the Shalusion is scared of going live today. And I'm thinking, number one, who is this guy? Number two, I didn't have access to technology yesterday, really. I didn't have access to my website or YouTube. I spent the whole day with Kenya. How am I scared of going live? Like, that's just trying to trigger me because they desperately want to hear me talk. That's all that was, and I see through that. So I have this positive energy, and I use that, and it draws people in. But I ain't drawing people in for selfish reasons. I want to lead people to God. I want people to see that pro sports are rigged and not watch them or gamble anymore, not watch movies, not obsess over Hollywood stars. Now, the other day I shared a video on my website. It was Ronaldo getting interviewed by Jonathan Ross, and it was Zlatan getting interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel. And those people in the audience of those shows are lost souls. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes out, 200 people screaming for him, don't know who he is. And Zlatan comes out, the whole interview is about how incredible he is, how he is a god amongst men. Every time he said it, they were all, ah! Instead of people going, have a word, Zlatan, you long-haired prick. Right? You made your point a minute ago, you love yourself, fine. The whole interview is just about how incredible you are. People love it. They love it. So just lost. So you've got to accept when you're wrong. We're supposed to be wrong in this world. Sometimes. All right? How many kids go through school getting 100% in every exam? If you're in a relationship, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. You need it. You need to be wrong occasionally, and you need to put your hands up. The fact is, though, with what I do, and this is reality, I'm hardly ever wrong. So I don't have to go out telling people that I'm wrong. So I'd say I'm very trustworthy. I'm dependable. I will go out of my way to help people, and there's loads of people that can back me up with that. I've never been a snake. All right? Going behind people's backs or lying about what I do to try and get people to support me. My work speaks for itself. I believe I have a warmth to me. I feel like you could tell me anything, and I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to like look down on you. I'll just speak the truth to you, or my truth. I have a positive outlook on life, so it's comical when people in this community say, well, you won't do a documentary, so you're negative. And all this sort of, you say pro sports are rigged, that's so negative. You say all these people are inverted, that's negative. No, it's not negative. It's not negative. I do it to wake people up. And I like people shining. Like when I coach and my teams win all these championships, I focus more on the kids and the parents rather than, this is me. If I didn't coach these kids, they won't be where they were. I see that. I'm like, give them this moment. I like when people come on my live stream and they speak their mind and people go, wow, that guy was good. I don't feel like, oh, geez, was he better than me in this life? Oh, no, better not let him on again. I have patience, I have compassion, I have empathy. I think my emotional intelligence, this is where I separate myself from Hubbard. You can argue about who's the better coder, who's got the more knowledge of numbers. Emotional intelligence is the most important intelligence that anyone has. You can be the guy who gets straight A's at school, but you have no emotional intelligence and you can't handle setbacks. And you got no social skills. Again, there's people in this truth community who, when the truth comes at them and gets revealed, they hate it. They fear it. So it's like Sports Gematria doing incredible videos about Hubbard, exposing him for everything that he said, and he's got footage of it. He should just put his hands up and go, shit, I did say all of that and I regret it. It's all there for the world to see, but nope. Sports Gematria is deceiving me. He's editing. He's just calling me out because he's a troll. No. If you put your hands up and just accepted your failures, you'd have more people following you instead of leaving you. Which is, watch this year, you're going to just, no doubt about it. Holy Spirit's told me. So, again, I like when people succeed. I like to support people. But the most important person in my life is me. Doesn't mean I don't like helping other people. I've been a teacher and a coach my whole life, other than when I was a footballer. So again, you've got to learn in this life to not be a yes man. All right. If you truly don't believe in something, say no. Unless it's really going out of your way to help somebody who really needs it. Don't be that yes person. All right. Can you stay an extra 2 hours? I can't pay you any more, but can you stay an extra 2 hours? Why? Why me? What do you want me to do? Why are you not paying me? Does it mean I can come in tomorrow 2 hours later? What is it? There's got to be something where you're not just a doormat, where people walk all over you. because it's going to drain you. All right? There's energy vampires all over this world. A lot of people who attempt to leave negative comments, it's 90% positive, 10, I know that. It's a beautiful thing. But these energy vampires, they feed off energy of other people because they're pretty much soulless. So they need energy from other people. And there are trolls, but not everybody who disagrees with your work or the way you present your work is a troll. That includes me. It's not everybody's cup of tea, this knowledge. You don't have to like it, respect it, appreciate it, understand it. Doesn't make you a troll. It's just very simple. Don't watch. Or if you're slightly open-minded to what I do, watch a few more videos and you might start understanding it. But you're not a troll for not liking me. Jimmy Kimmel, born 1967. Jimmy was 1907 days old when Kobe died. Wow. He got interviewed, didn't he, on Jimmy Kimmel, Kobe? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's beautiful. We support you, Adam. Thank you, TJ. I appreciate you. Dude, why did Ronaldo go to a Saudi team? I've got a video I met about why he went to Saudi Arabia. It's all connected to the Bible. If I can use Ronaldo to wake people up to that and the book of Revelation, the beast has gone to the Middle East. Ronaldo works for the beast. But again, you have to read my World Cup book to see the number 42, and you will see what that represents. I talked about 88 a lot in that book. 88. Every team in the NFL this weekend that could have gone 8-8 did. All right, like the Packers, like the Lions, it's connected to Lionsgate. They all went 8-8. That Old Firm derby, I got 6 out of 6 of my picks with that. I didn't code this one because I was with Kenya all day. Finished 2-2. 88th minute equalizer. 88, if you read my book, connects to 118. 11 times 8 is 88. That's why the last goal of the 2020 FIFA World Cup was after 118 minutes. All right, when it comes to Mbappe, 11 times 8 is 88. Messi's first ever World Cup goal was after 88 minutes. Argentina won the World Cup in their 88th appearance in the World Cup. 88 is a massive number. 8 times 8 is 64. Messi matched Maradona's World Cup record after 64 minutes scoring against Mexico, where Maradona won the World Cup a year before Messi was born. I will be working on a video with my boy Chad. I hand on my heart believe, and I'll never be able to prove it. I'll never be able to prove it. I believe that the demon of Maradona transferred to Messi. I believe the demon of Pele transferred to Mbappe. I believe that hand on my heart because after a while, the demon within Maradona is not getting the energy that it needs. Not getting the energy. Pele, not getting the energy. Mbappe, Messi, I think that's what happens. I think it gets transferred. So I'm going to work on a mini series with my boy Chad, who's unbelievable. He contacted me about demonic possession with these athletes. I believe in it. I believe it's too perfect to be man. That's what separates me from Hubbard. He says it's all man. He tells you it's the Jesuits behind everything, giving all that power to man. I know what he does. I see through him. It's not. There's something deeply supernatural, way above us, way above humans. Although we are extremely powerful entities because we have the Holy Spirit within us. But when it comes to everyday tasks and these professional sports, the supernatural is involved. It's why I'm able to call practically every game that I code. Not because I'm a Jesuit or Freemason or I hang out at the Vatican. It's because I see how the universe is coded and man can't change the code. They can only be aware of the code. They can't change the code. People in this community telling you they're flipping scripts and this happened and that didn't happen. The code can't be changed. 88 as well is connected to time travel when you study this knowledge. Is Messi the GOAT now? Yes. Yeah. I've done all of this with Messi. I don't want to get too deep into it. Messi's got the most World Cup appearances in the history of the World Cup. He's now got his World Cup, which he led them to. He's lost in a final. He's got the most successful stats all time in a World Cup with dribbling, with shots on target. with assists, goal involvements. Well, goal involvements, he's got 21 more than any other player. He's got more appearances, like I said. He's played in, 5 World Cups? But Pele won 3. That's all Pele's got on him. But Pele did nothing in Europe. So, yeah, statistically with everything, Messi has the best argument to be the so-called GOAT. And there's so many images of Messi holding a GOAT. Literally holding a GOAT, which is Baphomet. Dude, I'm living in Turkey. PayPal doesn't work for Turkey, so I can't buy your World Cup book. How can I buy that? I've had this situation with people from Turkey before. What people have done, you've got 2 options here. You can send a super chat, which you don't need PayPal. That's what Maverick did from India. He doesn't have PayPal. You can send a super chat. All you need there is a bank card. If that doesn't work for you, I'll send you the book for free. And I'll trust you here. But I'm fully aware that if you have a bank card, you can super chat anybody. If it doesn't work for you or you don't want to do that, it's too much work, email me. I'll give you the book for free. Okay? You seem genuine. Brazilian Ronaldo is the GOAT. Again, look what happened when the demon of Ronaldo left him. He just became this fat goon, didn't he? Have you seen how fat Ronaldo is now? So, I think they get possessed. As soon as the demon leaves them. That's why a lot of these celebrities, they break down or they lose their talent. They just completely break down. Like that Aaron Carter who recently died, which was all connected to the World Cup and the Super Bowl. So he came on the scene, he had all this gift, all this talent. That family, the Carter family, are clearly involved in black magic and Satanism. And then look what happened to him. Either his demon just took advantage of him or just left him. And then he was broken. He had nothing. His talent had gone. Couldn't perform the way he used to perform. Maybe demon transferred to another vessel. I think they can. Never be able to prove it. Don't have to prove it. It's interesting though, isn't it? How old is Messi? He's 35. And that's why he captained Argentina to the World Cup at age 35. And the World Cup final was the 35th all-time penalty shootout. You'll see how big 149 is with Argentina, the 35th prime. Why they began their World Cup campaign on the assassination anniversary of JFK, who was the 35th president. You'll see it all if you read my book, which I give about 600, 700 hours to. And then people tell me you should give it away for free. It's not about that. There's girls on OnlyFans charging $20 so you can see pics of them in the bikini. You're going to have a go at me for practically coding every sport game correct and revealing deception at the highest level for charging $10. But you're probably paying for the girls' OnlyFans. Are you paying for Netflix? Where you're getting brainwashed? Or Sky Sports? Have a word with yourself. Didn't Pele be the only player not to have a red card or a yellow card? All I know with Pele's biggest gift is the only player to ever win 3 World Cups. I'm almost sure he must have been booked. He must have been carded. He must have got rattled a few times with people kicking him. Harry Maguire's the GOAT. Mr. Flynn has a strong argument for Harry Maguire being the GOAT. He did score one of the greatest penalties I've ever seen in the Euro 2020 final. Top corner. Harriet Maguire, who openly said when he was younger played on a girls' football team. We all know why Harriet, don't we? Is Cristiano a fraud? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. At the highest level, Cristiano Ronaldo is a fraud. I have done too many videos about Ronaldo. Either a fraud or being used by Satan and unaware of it. I highly doubt that he's unaware of it. There is an argument that none of them know. Don't believe it, but there's an argument none of them know that they're being used. We're all just being used by Satan, by God, by demons, by whatever it is, the matrix, the simulation people believe in. Again, when you completely just believe in the matrix, you don't believe in God. You're believing in a simulation. You're believing in basically technology. I believe we live in a coded reality and it's God ultimately coding it. Devil's aware of it. And we have free will to see through the devil and find God. But we are living in somewhat of a coded reality, no doubt about it, with what I've revealed. And from Africa, I can't buy your book. Jeez. It's a shame. Like, why don't PayPal work anywhere in the world? Like, why can't it just be you have a Wi-Fi connection? You can have PayPal. They just make certain things difficult. Again, there's not much I can do other than you can send a super chat, which is very, very easy to do. Or the worst case scenario, I'll send you it for free. But I've got to be careful now. Everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm from Africa. Oh, I'm from Turkey. Oh, they're all going to pop up now. It just seems harsh, like for $7 for the work that I've done and how incredible the book is, that people expect it for free. How many libraries can you go in and just walk out and, oh, I'll take that book home with me? Of course, you have to rent it, but you can't just go into a bookstore and say, I'm going to grab that book. That looks cool. How much is it? Ah, nothing. Go enjoy it. It's not how it works, unfortunately, in this world. It isn't. So, and again, guys, showing anger like I sometimes use to do, and I still do, and passion, I don't mind it sometimes. I think sometimes it's good to be angry. All right? There's a difference between angry and like being wicked or being always angry with people and hating the world. Sometimes you got to get angry. Sometimes you got to shout. Sometimes you got to, woo! There's all sorts of things you got to do, man. It's okay to have haters. All right? It's okay to have lovers. Don't be obsessed with those who love you and don't be obsessed with those who hate you. Focus more on the ones that embrace you. All right? People saying, well, nice people don't argue, illusion. Bullshit. Nice person never contradicts someone, illusion. Bullshit. A nice person wouldn't bet, illusion. Bullshit. Nice people don't drink. Somebody, that Net Void is saying about this amazing woman called Kathy, I can't listen to anything you have to say because you smoke. Smoking doesn't make you a bad person. And this whole thing about a nice person always follows the rules. No, a gullible person always follows the rules. And most of the rules that we're given are absolute bullshit. Like 6 foot social distancing. Does that make you a nice person for following the rules? It makes you gullible. All right? A nice person only thinks about other people's needs, not his own. Then they're an idiot if they don't think about their own needs. All right? You can put other people first, but if you don't think about your own needs, it don't make you better than people. It makes you weak. Righteous anger, I like that. Nice doesn't mean the perfect. Yeah, nobody's perfect but God. Nobody. Not one of us. And there's many people who target me for that. You think you're perfect. No, you think I'm perfect. The fact that you've said that, because I don't think I'm perfect. Never said that I think I'm perfect. You've put me here. All right, you're doing that in your own head. You think you're so perfect and great at everything. No, you've got that. You're thinking that right now, because I've never said that I'm perfect. Even when I was at my highest level of arrogance, I never said I was perfect. I was never that naive to think I was perfect. So again, people will throw out accusations about how they see you, and they believe that is the truth. It's not. It's just their mindset, which they believe is the truth. So I just linked the CGI Vatican to Jerry Maguire from the Pope's birth until the release of Jerry Maguire 21911 days. Jeez, I can't stand that Tom Cruise. Little 5'5" female prancing around. He's doing all these weird TikTok videos. I don't have TikTok, but it's almost like it's not actually Tom Cruise. I think it's CGI. But he's another deceiver. All right, you think he's got to where he was just because he's a talented actor? He does his own stunts. Have a word with yourself. Yeah, but Adam, he does his own stunts. Well, like he just jumps on a plane that's in midair. Have a word. No, he doesn't. It's to make you worship him. And they tell you they live in these multi-million-dollar houses. It's to make you worship them. They don't even own them. They don't own them. They're slaves. We are zero. Only God is one. somewhat agree with that. I know what you're saying. I know people go, what do you mean we're zero? That means we're nothing. I get what you mean by that comment, but people will take that out of context and get angry. I know what you mean by that comment. Red and yellow cards are new since 1970. Had no idea. Amazing knowledge. That's when Pele and Brazil won the World Cup. Pele won his third World Cup in 1970. It's the year Gareth Southgate was born. The big-nosed, lying, deceiving, satanic liar. I had no idea about that with the yellow and red cards. So what did they do? Is that legit? Wait, I need to find that. I didn't know that. And I thought I knew so much about football. When did yellow and red cards originate? First time red and yellow cards were used was in the 1970 World Cup in Mexico. The cards were an instant hit. Suddenly everyone could see what decision the referees were making. Wow. See, I had no idea about that. I wish I could have banged that in my book. I don't know if it would have served a purpose. I didn't know that. That's incredible. So what did they do before? If somebody like smashed somebody? It was an Englishman who came up with the concept. Ken Aston, like Aston Villa. Why did they do it then? So yellow card's a warning, red card, out you go. I need to look into this now. Like things like corner flags, the size of the football, I'm sure all of that's changed as well. Like, remember when goalkeepers never wore gloves? I'm almost sure that wasn't until like the 70s where they started wearing gloves, maybe 80s. What were some of the other rules with goalkeepers? There's some really funny ones. Flinny will probably be able to tell me. Like now, have you seen defenders? They're allowed to go in the box to receive the ball from the keeper. That was never a thing before. But anyway, I'll look into that on another time. I didn't know about this. But obviously more rules. They love that with the society we live in. When you've got yellow and red cards, they create more rules, more control. Oh, that's what you used to be able to do. Couldn't you used to back pass it to your keeper and he could pick it up? Do you remember that, boys or girls? Where your defender could get the ball and pass it back to the goalkeeper and he could pick it up. I'm almost sure that they could do that. I don't think you were able to then, or maybe you could. The goalie would throw it to the defender, kick it back. Maybe they could do that, and then they had to do a high press. But you could pass it back to the goalie and they could pick it up. You can't do that anymore. What about the 6-second rule for Satan, which they never follow? They brought out this rule that if the keeper has the ball in his hands for more than 6 seconds, it's an indirect free kick. Never works. You see keepers all the time having it 20, 30 seconds in their hands still. There's a lot of rules that they create, that they put out there that they don't actually follow. Just like the 6-second rule. Red card, red for Satan. They love red and yellow, don't they? There's a reason why McDonald's logo is red and yellow. I studied colours. I'll do a video about it. So what were they doing then? Is there anyone in the chat who was watching football before 1970? How did this all happen? Because remember, football basically similar to rugby back when it started. Back in the day, basically what it was, you could run with the ball in your hands. I studied it all at university. So yeah, I need to look into that. What did the referees do? I guess they had the whistle. You could hear the whistle stop. They still have free kicks and penalties. But surely they couldn't just let somebody like smash somebody. Well, they did. I looked at footage. Some of the tackles these players made or didn't make. Like George Best, like guys, he got smashed from the highlights, like in his knee, and he'd just get back up. No yellow card. So I didn't know that. I can't believe I didn't know that. That's amazing. I always say I can't go to bed unless I learn something new. It's stuff like that. I've just learned that. I'll have to bang that on the website later. I didn't know that. Back in the day, you could badge the keeper and ball into the goal. Big beast strikers. Yeah, exactly. Dude, please reply this. Cristiano says at his interviews, family is the most important thing. Work hard, don't give up, etc. People see him as their idol because of this. They're deceivers. They're professional deceivers. They know how to play on people's heartstrings. Stay home, stay safe. They're always all about the family. And again, I watched the interview with Ronaldo and Jonathan Ross that I was talking about. All I can give to Cristiano is education. I trust him. I believe in him. I good guy. Cristiano is really good guy. And I really care about the world. No, you don't. You're a demon. You're a demon who's deceived the world. And soon enough, you're going to regret that. So don't fall for what people are saying. Like Messi, Ronaldo, all these celebrities. Like one of my mates, I'm not going to say his name because it might embarrass him. So again, going on Instagram, gone on his story. It's about 7, 8 stories of celebrities saying, when you get knocked down, pick yourself right back up. And all this nonsense that all these celebrities say, just all these motivational speeches. I've told you the quotes, the best quotes in the world are from Satanists. The best quotes in the world are from Satanists. They are genuinely amazing quotes. So they know how to use the language to pull on people's heartstrings to have you believe they're good people. When you start seeing through the system, you realize it's a satanic system. And if you're at the top of it, you probably work for Satan. So don't fall for Cristiano Ronaldo telling us how much he loves his family. Or then Brady, how much his biggest hero is his dad. Brady, can you stop kissing your teenage children, please, and playing footsie with them, Brady? Can you stop doing that? My favorite hero has to be my dad. And Brady starts crying. You don't think that's rehearsed? Pulling on the heartstrings so every kid looks up to Brady? Is there something positive to that? Yeah. If that was genuine and it was his dad and not the Baphomet, it'd be great. It's something beautiful about it. And as humans, we want to believe in the beauty of the world. That's why they believe in Christmas and all of that. They want to believe Brady is a really... You think Brady, Ronaldo, right, are these perfect guys, great shape, amazing dads, amazing sons, amazing athletes, incredibly articulate, unbelievably well-spoken, have all that gift, and there's nothing that comes with it. All magic comes with a price, guys. So you can say, well, it's just God-given. Brady was chosen by God. You think that's what happened? They present these characters as being perfect. Sometimes they'll hammer them every now and again as a little slap in the wrist, or I don't know, because of the duality of life. There'll be the odd headline where it makes them look really bad, but before you know it, like Brady and Deflategate and all of that. But in general, they portray these people as gods. Like Messi, you'll never hear a bad word said about Messi. You just won't. He dates a bloke, by the way, but he's just this amazing dad. Never really gets in many controversies. Goes about his business. Is very modest. La di da di da. Nah, I see through that demon. I see through that demon so clearly. I can look in Messi's eyes and see it's a possessed person. So yeah. The Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Yep. The past, the present, the future. The Almighty. If you look, they write the player's name on the yellow card today. Yeah, they do. They write the names down. I've seen it. I've had my name taken. Seen them write my name down. I wonder if back in the day, Flinny, you might be able to help me with this. Have they always had jersey numbers in professional sports? I'll find it out. Then I've got to go soon. Have they always had jersey numbers These numbers are so huge. Players rating 99, 77, 88. All the best players in the world tend to be like 7 or 10. It's all biblical. Have they always had jersey numbers in professional? I'll do football, not soccer. This wasn't until 1939. That's when World War II began. Initially introduced by the English Football League in 1939, players had to wear certain numbers designated to their respective positions. And though the rules behind those have altered throughout the decades, a lot of modern football today is still influenced by history. So it wasn't until 1939 that they wore numbers. I used to think, why do they even wear numbers? And then you go, well, if you get booked, if you get a yellow card. But again, they've not originated since 1970. So what they're making them wear numbers for? Clearly, the colour shows you whose team you're on. But did it make it easier for statistics? I think there's something with these numbers. I think these numbers definitely are magic. So again, I didn't even know that. 1939 is when they started putting numbers on the back of the jerseys. Did PSG lose 3-1? My community had that. Did they lose? I didn't post this. Wow. Let me find what this guy said about this. I need to say thank you. Again, not everybody would have taken this because I didn't code it. Where did this guy leave that comment? I want to read what he put. So everyone's talking about my NFL code. I'm not going to get into that. Where is this PSG one? Good. Had to get on the Brentford plus 3.5 goals. I didn't say this. I'm just reading the comments here that HTH Genesis took them. I want to see this guy, what he said about PSG. See, give me a moment, just out of interest, and I want to say thank you to them. Wait, maybe if I type in this, wait a second. Yeah, here. Zen. Guy in my community called Zen. He said PS coach stays on 218 League One wins, 218 days from Medina's birthday. Lens coach goes 44 League One wins. PSG stay on 44 points, 44 weeks from Verratti's birthday. I'll add to that, guys. Super Bowl 56 was exactly 44 weeks before the World Cup final. Super Bowl 56 was on a day with 44 days left in the year. Argentina gets you 44. They scored 4 out of 4 with the penalties. And they won the first World Cup 44 years ago. PSG stayed on 12 head-to-head, stay on 12 head-to-head wins 12 days after Mbappe's birthday, and Lens get their 12th win of the season. This is this knowledge, guys. I don't know what Lens, there must have been a big prize to beat PSG, who that's their first loss of the season. Lens get their 14th head-to-head win, and PSG stay on 14 League One wins. Wow. Lens coach stays on 57 total losses, 57 days from Verratti's birthday. Wow. And the first player to score was after, was it 5 minutes? All right, where were Lens in the league? Oh, the second. That's not, okay. The second. I didn't know that. I don't pay much attention to the French league. But they beat PSG. If you was one of those guys betting on professional football this weekend, again, I had Fulham to win. It's the only thing that stood out because it stood out, Fulham. And a lot of the other games, I was like, these are tricky. I said to multiple people, Man United will win, but it'll be really sweaty and tight. And they won 1-0. But I didn't post that. But Liverpool just lost to Brentford. Spurs got beat by Villa at home. Chelsea drew with Forest. Man City drew. Someone just told me there was something not right about this week in the Premier League. And that's when you get better at this. You go, Like when I sat with Gabriel, I was like, And the code I did with him, I said, Philadelphia win this. But there's just a few things for OKC. I'm not sure. Annoying thing is Philadelphia did win. really comfortably. But more often than not, if it doesn't feel right, I won't bother posting it for the sake of it. So yeah, if you was a normie football fan this weekend, I bet you got absolutely ruined by the bookies. Ruined by them. Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Man City, none of them win. Ruined by them. And that's because you don't have the knowledge. PSG lost 3-1. No, they're on 44 points. Remember my code, I told you they'd go 14-2-0. And they did. And Mbappe scored the 96th minute. The reason they went 14-2-0 in the last game to get to 44 points is because France have 14 World Cup draws and 20 losses. And obviously France just lost the World Cup to Argentina, Messi's team. That's where somebody got them 9-1 in my community. It's 96th minute Mbappe scored a penalty connected to the Queen. Why did the media criticise Ronaldo so much? Because it was coded for that to happen. It's energy. Ronaldo's doing what he needs to do. He's taking your energy by going on Piers Morgan, by just getting him in the headlines, by putting him on the bench. Ronaldo's not bothered about being humiliated. He's playing his role. He's an actor. He's just an actor. He knows, Ronaldo, that the success that he has is not his. He's working for Satan, and as long as he's deceiving people, and as long as people are talking about him, it's all energy. Whether you're talking about him, let's talk about David Beckham. Whether you're talking about David Beckham for getting sent off against Argentina for kicking out Simeone in 1998, all the energy he took from people, especially in England, for doing that. They hated Beckham. And then he was the hero for scoring that free kick against Greece that took them to the World Cup, 2002. One of the best free kicks you'll ever see, one of the most dramatic free kicks you'll ever see. Whether you're being positive towards Beckham or negative, just like a battery needs both, you are giving Beckham and that demon of Beckham inside of her, watch the movie Bend It Like Beckham, the energy is going towards that entity. So again, Ronaldo, he can score a hat-trick and you give the energy and he's the GOAT and this is Cristiano Ronaldo and Sue. Or you can give him energy and say, why didn't he play? Why is he on the bench? That's why all the cameras were on him. Being on the bench. He's gone to Saudi Arabia. Everyone's talking about it. If he would have gone to Barcelona, everyone would have talked about it. If he would have gone to Arsenal, everyone would have talked about it. If he would have retired, everybody would have talked about it. So if you feel like when you say they, why are they being mean to Cristiano? Who's they? Is this where you believe it's the Jesuits and the Freemasons? No. This universe, there's demons that feed off human energy. And they possess people like Ronaldo. And then people like these fanboys all over the world love Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron, whoever it is, Brady. I see it for what it is. So, listen, Tate's an actor, a woman, much too small head, a worthless role model for Muslim youth whom he tries to divert from God's word in the end days. Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself about that guy whose dad was a CIA agent. If they're promoting somebody like Tate, stay away. They promoted David Icke. Like you say, no, they didn't. No, they didn't promote David Icke. Yeah, they did. They did promote David Icke. They promoted him by talking about him. That's why they say the whole thing with the whole publicity bullshit. Like even bad publicity is good publicity, whatever they say. So as long as they get you in that consciousness, the social consciousness, whether they're promoting you or talking shit about you, your message is getting put out there. So with this Tate, if they're hammering Tate and taking him off Twitter, you're still all talking about Tate. If they didn't want him to be heard by anybody, it won't be. It won't be. Do you know how many teenagers who know what I do, who really like what I do from where I live? Can you look into Tate? It's so cool, Tate. He says it as it is. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. He's influencing so many people, that girl. And it is a girl. And I'm going to keep calling out these people now. I believe that they're inverts who are possessed by demons. I see through the whole vessel of these people. Bodysuits, drugs, all right, testosterone, surgery. I see through all of that. I see the demon within them. So that Tate is a joke. Yeah, it's promotion in a backhanded way. The whole thing is about being relevant. If you are relevant, again, if you're a wrestler and the crowds are all booing you, all right, but you're in the main event, but you're not winning the title, you're still relevant. You're still in the public eye. They're still talking about you. Would you rather be the champion with all eyes on you and more money and a belt around your waist? Yeah, but you're still relevant. Still people talking about you, good or bad. Trump, Biden, whoever it is, love them, hate them, idolize them, despise them. If you're talking about them, they're relevant. It's all about being and staying relevant. And they don't care what they have to do or what role they have to play as long as they're still in the public eye because they need the energy. The worst thing you can do to these people is ignore them. That's why I don't own a TV. Why I don't watch any professional sports. They don't get my energy that way. I made that decision. Imagine everyone stopped watching TV. What would happen to Tate? Who would he be? Who would give a shit what that Muppet had to say? A couple of people? Because he's plastered all over your social media, you're going to talk about him. It's polarity. Simple. Good King Kunta. It's an interesting name. What does dating emoji mean? I'm not sure. I don't even know what that emoji is. I avoid emojis. Again, there's something I don't like about emojis in general. Sometimes I'll use them, but I don't know what it is about emojis and what they actually represent. See that purple devil emoji that people use? I'm not quite sure. Illusion chugs HP sauce bottles, baby. That would give me pure heartburn. I do have some potato wedges that I'm tempted to bang in the oven. Dip in my HP sauce. I ain't going to lie about that one, baby. Woo-hoo. Anyways, I better plan my English class. Going to do my best to put out a video about Barbara Bush and Elsa Einstein. Just got to, usually I click like record and I don't know what I'm going to say. That's my best work, freestyler. Part of me wants to think a bit about this where I don't actually speak. I could do what I usually do and I do a song and I change the lyrics. I could do that, but they might flag me for that. I actually want to see if I don't put a silly title, maybe if I just call it, check this out, baby. Don't speak and only show images. That's it. See if YouTube limits me again. Like with YouTube, guys, I should realistically be making about $1,000 for my work, but they limit so much of it to try and destroy my motivation. It doesn't stop me. Whether I make 200, 300, 400, 1,000, whatever, it won't stop me. But I want to do a video where I'm like, anyone can watch and say, why did they limit that? You tell me. So I might test this out with Barbara Bush. Woo! And Elsa Einstein. Woo! Because if you can believe that Elsa Einstein is a genetic male pretending to be a female, you'll probably be open to the fact that Albert Einstein was a genetic female pretending to be a man. Won't you? And for those who've not seen Elsa Einstein, woo! For those who've never seen Elsa Einstein, you're going to enjoy this one, baby. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be so blatant. So I'm going to do that probably after this. Maybe whilst I have some potato wedges in the oven, HP sauce on the go. But that's not real food. That's the problem. That's not real food. but your boy Johnny's just brought up the HB sauce, which let me see where it is. I've got my pajamas on still, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it's literally, has it even been opened? It's not even been opened, Johnny, mate. It's not even been opened. Today could be the day. Big Ben on it, what a joke. In my Queen book, I decoded Big Ben. I'm not talking about Roethlisberger either. Dude, do you know Baris Manco? Baris would mean peace. He was a Turkish singer. He died in 1999. He has a music album about 2023. He knew so many things. Research him, please. That's very interesting. If he's talking about 2023, I've been raving on about that year. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm a pessimist, because I said there's going to be war next year, famine, economic crash, energy crisis. I did say mass awakening. So I'm negative because, no, I'm just saying what I think. I'm not often wrong. I found this guy. Why do they all have stage names as well? Mehmet Baris Manco, better known by his stage name Baris Manco, very creative, was a Turkish rock musician. Right. He went to Galatasaray High School, Istanbul. I think that's where the upcoming Champions League final is. Remember, Liverpool came back from 3-0 down against Milan in Istanbul. You really believe that was organic? And Liverpool's squad was absolutely dog shit against the best squad I've probably ever seen club football, AC Milan's. What an absolute farce of a game that was. So he died 2-1, which is the beginning of Black History Month. Died at 56, of course he did. Died in 1999. Flip those nines, you get 666. So what's this guy saying about 2023? Satanist. An album. I'll have to decode the album. He released it. Wow, 15.6. 9/11's the 156 prime. He released it in 75. Big number in my book. That's why Ronaldo's going to be getting 75 million a year in Saudi Arabia. Big number. I'll try my best to look into this. I don't know how many people will give a shit. Not being a joke, like not trying to disrespect you. I just know all my views come about talking about Ronaldo and Messi, and that's the world that we live in. If I do anything, I could do videos about Ronaldo and Messi and get my views doubled if that's all I wanted to do. Just put Messi's name in the title. It's so sad, isn't it? Somebody wants me to shout like a wolf. Wolf. I'm trying to think what wolves sound like. I was just going to woo. Wolves don't woo, do they? Somebody type what the sound of a wolf. My head's gone blank here. Is it ahoo? Is that what they do? My head's going here. Wolf. I was about to woo. Somebody tell me, just type it. It's that, Joseph. Did I get it right? All right, we're good then. There you go. I don't know why somebody requested that. There we go. Done. So, yeah, again, very strange request, but 666 equals 156. Yeah, it does. Joseph's in the building, guys. Great code, a great person. Check out his channel. Mr. Flynn's got it. So it's a woo! They kind of woo then. Oh my word! If I was a wolf, I'd have an unbelievable. If this is me, if I was a wolf, if I was just out there and about being a wolf, all right, in the middle of the night, this would be me as a wolf. Woo! That's what I would do. I'd be so different to all the other wolves. All right, okay. Jackie Kennedy. All right, let me have a look at Jackie Kennedy. More like Jack. Jackie Kennedy. If this is a blatant one, we could have the holy trilogy here of. Oh God, that's a bloke, isn't it? Oh goodness, that's whoever this surgeon is that's done this bloke's face. Cry me a river. Oh my God. This isn't as good as the Barbara Bush one. This is one where girls might say, no, this is a girl. She just had plastic surgery. I don't think it's worthy of going in. Jackie Kennedy. But again, JFK was nothing but a female. When you check out his hips, whole Kennedy family is a bunch of inverts. We've just been idolizing Satanists. There's an image here of Jackie Kennedy with Queen Elizabeth. Nothing but men in drag, baby. Right, I'm going to do that video now whilst I've got this energy and I feel like being humorous. So let me get it up. Elsa Einstein. Elsa Einstein is a bloke, is a bloke, is a bloke. Elsa Einstein is a bloke. She had... Oh my goodness. Oh, this is my... That is gold. That's the one. I might just show that image. Oh my goodness. And guys, don't be taken in by Albert Einstein, but he had a mustache. You can buy one of them in a joke shop. Woo! All right? You can pump these people with testosterone. Yeah, but Hitler had a tash. Oh my God, I've seen girls with tashes. Woo! I'm getting hungry. I start getting silly when I do this. And I've got to be careful. So yeah, Susan Boyle, that's another bloke. All right. 2023 is the 100th anniversary of Germany's hyperinflation. I told you there's going to be an absolute economic collapse this year, and people are not prepared for it. It's going to come. People say, well, it's inevitable. It's going to be so insane, and it's going to be like a punch in the face. Do not invest in property right now. If you are looking to buy a house, it's the worst thing you can do. All right, if you're looking to buy a brand new 40 grand car, worst thing you can do. Be smart with your money right now. Plus, you don't need that shit anyway. Okay, because shit's about to hit the fan. Too many people are getting free money for too long. No interest rates. 0% interest, la-di-da-di-da. Hey, that's long gone. Long gone. Stay debt-free like my dad always taught me. Told me never get a credit card. Thank you for that ESP evaluation. He always said never get a credit card. Always spend what you can afford. And I've never had a credit card. And you know how many people call me crazy for not having a credit card? A lot of people. Well, how'd you like them apples? Woo-woo. Take care. You're going to have to watch this video I'm about to bang out now about Elsa Einstein and no other than Barbara Bush. Can't wait for this. Share my work, guys. Do me a favor. Share this work. Oh, yeah. Done. This is going to be like a 2-minute video. 2-minute video. Boom. All right. Take care. Thanks for everything. Potato wedges, HP sauce, just for a little snack, which I've earned because this will be my 3rd video of the day, plus a live stream and stuff on my website that I've posted. If you want my Woke Up book, preferably not free, but I guess if you can't pay for it, let me know. Email aedders11@gmail.com. I don't like saying that. It makes me sound like I'm Ant and Dec. I'd love to knock those both clowns out as well. All right. Vote here at 67666 for your favorite act of the night, YA man. Like that makes any difference, Ant and Dec, you little rats. Well, one of them's a lanky twat with a big forehead. But you, little Ant, whatever your name is, or Dec, I don't even know. You both piss me off. I know that your vote means nothing. Of course, back in the day, it was 10p, wasn't it, for Satan? Yeah. Don't vote in, guys, like that means anything. It's already predetermined who wins. All right? It's a joke. All right, I'm off. Absolutely starving. Cheers, guys.